Listen up. Have you heard the news? We got a brand new show that's breaking all the rules. And now we on the move.
From local to global, we got something to prove.
We came from the bottom, now
Now we at the tippy top. Cause we all we got.
keeping it hot.
With Miss Paint on the mic, ain't no time to stop. Still we having fun. Ain't no holding our tongue. Yeah, we getting it done. Yeah, you number one.
Is our mission. Steady politicking.
If you ain't about to change, mind your business.
Wave your hands with it. Wait again a minute. Wave your hands with it. Wait again a minute. Wave your hands with it.
Like we all up on the gram with it. Now wait again a minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again a minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again a minute. Wave your hands with it. We toxic like we all up on the gram with it.
Yo, what up? This your boy Super K from Super Sound Lounge, rocking with your favorite podcast, Wait Again a Minute. Listed on all platforms, iTunes, Google Play, Tidal, Spotify. Y'all already know the vibe. Tune in.
Welcome to another episode of Wait Again Minute Podcast. Today is Tuesday, December the 28th, 2021. Our episode tonight, y'all, is entitled, well, Mr. Get Back to the Block himself is here. So that's the reason why we named it what it is. So how was your day?
My day was amazing, man. Every day is amazing. Just to be here is amazing.
You got that right. You got that right. So welcome to little old Suffolk. You know, you P-Town born and bred and raised and all that, raised up and everything. So how is P-Town?
It's what it's always, man. It's a jungle.
It's a jungle.
But all of it is a jungle. Suffolk is a jungle. I'm from Portsmouth, but I've been to Suffolk. Every city is a jungle.
I get you.
Because we deal with different type of shootings, murders,
Everything.
crime. We deal with it every day.
Right.
There's good
right.
parts and there's bad parts.
Right. I get you. So tell us a little bit about, well, first of all, I want to formally thank you for gracing our platform with your presence. I really appreciate you accepting the invitation to come on Wait Again Minute Podcast. But tell our viewers a little bit about who you are. Like, who is Darrell? Who's Mr. Get Back to the Block?
Darrell Redmond is a man that has endured a whole lot of hardships, dealt with a whole lot of problems, a whole lot of drama, did a whole lot of time, but made a conscious effort to change.
How much time did you do?
Altogether, I did over 25 years.
Wow. That's a long time. That's a long time. So during that, during that time, is this where, you know, the birth of Get Back to the Block was birthed, or how did you come up with that?
Actually, only during the prison time, when I went to prison, to be honest, I still was into the same life I was before I went to prison. Getting money, doing what I was doing. But in 2013, I lost my grandmother.
Okay.
She was near and dear to me. So that day I said, I got to make a conscious effort to change. Actually, I've been wanting to change, but sometimes a lot of us don't know how to change.
Right. That's
So
right.
we continue to do the things we do because we don't know how to take the next step to get to the next level. And then I actually caught a case, went in the hole on an investigation. Some people came to me and say, look, if you help us, we'll help you. So I'm like, look, y'all already know I don't do no telling. I ain't telling on nobody. That just ain't in me. Like, telling ain't even part of my repertoire. So they was like, no, your influence can help somebody become better.
Right.
So that's when I became an elder inside the system. It was teaching classes, helping people with their GED, helping people to just deal with different things in a different level. So upon coming home, I came home. Big shout out to the big homie, man, Retro Randy Rich Rand, man. I hit him. I said, listen, bro, this is what I got going on. This is how I'm feeling.
Right.
He one of the ones that held me down, and he was like, listen, bro, this is what we gonna do. So we came home, I got with him. He said, look, we can do this event. Came out, we Get Back to the Block. We did some events, you know what I'm saying? Life takes its turn, bro, got some big jobs, whatever, but he back right now for a moment. New Year's Day, 49, 42, I think it's 4251 Victory Boulevard, and we're behind a Stop the Violence
Day party.
day party.
Mhm.
Big homie Retro Rented Rich is back in the building with Big Sis Onyx Hicks. With a lot of local artists, is a free event to stop violence, understanding that people utilize their voice to express what they're really dealing with.
That's right. That's right. And one thing I can say about you guys from Portsmouth, and I say it all the time, you all will stick together when it comes,
Ugh.
when it comes down to certain things, just like any other group, everybody had their little cliques or whatever. But for the most part, if somebody's having something in Portsmouth, you guys do support, somewhere in there. So I do, and I kind of look at y'all like Atlanta a little bit, So kudos to y'all for that. Okay, so you're out here, you're doing stop, you're giving back to the block. Now, how are you able to, because every time I see you, you're doing something in the community. So how are you balancing, in the community and your personal life?
Actually, I tell people this all the time that actually helping people is actually therapy for me.
Gotcha. Okay.
A lot of people say, why do you do so much?
Hmm.
Because it helps me a whole lot more.
Okay.
When I see a kid smiling,
Hmm.
it motivates me. It gives me more enthusiasm to go harder. Also, it makes me be accountable for what I tell a kid. So at times when I get frustrated and would usually want to result to do one thing, in my mind, I say, I just told a kid not to do this. He's looking up to me
Right.
as somebody he's looking up to. So I have to act accordingly because I'm accountable for what I just told somebody
Right.
else.
Because your word is your bond.
Facts.
Gotcha. So okay, so you're doing that, but how does that play? Like, how do you say, you know what? Okay, I'm not gonna help anybody today. Today is my personal time. Today is my time where I'm with whomever, your lady friend or whatever, and y'all go out and y'all do whatever it is that you do. How are you balancing it? Because like I
It's
say, when I see you always on the phone, you always talking, somebody always calling, you always out in the community. So how do you find that time to separate?
it ain't no time.
Ain't no time.
I work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I
Wow.
was just in Dubai getting calls. That's my life.
Right.
And when you found, I have a thing that I say that when you follow your passion, you find your purpose.
Hmm.
My passion is what I'm doing. That's putting me into my purpose. So
Right.
it's a thing that Michael Jordan said a long time ago. Michael Jordan said, when you find something in this life that you want to do, you never go to work.
You know what? And I look at the podcast. I look at podcasting the same way.
So I don't go to work.
Yeah, I get you. I
I
get
don't go to work. So if my phone ring at 2 o'clock in the morning
you. Hmm.
and they say it's a shooting or something happened, I'm gonna get up and go. It's my
Okay.
purpose. It's my passion.
Okay. So along the lines of that, someone calls you at 2 o'clock in the morning. You getting up and you going. What is it that you're actually getting up and going out there and do?
First of all, I get up because most times that the people know that I'm gonna get a call about a shooting that's going on before the police department get.
Okay.
First of all, I'm going out there because if I get a call as a concerned family member or as a concerned resident or as a concerned people from some type of area that's saying that it's tragedy going on.
Hmm.
One thing about me with Get Back to the Block that I believe that in regards to myself, Darrell Redmond, is that I am part of the problem that's what's going on now. The reason why I say that is because prior to my incarceration,
Hmm.
I was doing the selling drugs. I was doing the shooting. I was doing everything that they're doing now.
Right.
So a lot of the kids that's in the position now that I seen in prison and that I see now, I became in that position because some way, shape, form, or fashion, I affected that. If I sold their mother some drugs, if I robbed their father, or if I did this, or if I did that. So
Right.
I was part of the problem. So my thing was when I came home and I got to speaking to city council and speaking to other people was I'm the answer. And when I said I'm the answer, not because saying me particularly is the answer, meaning that it's people that's like me that has lived a life, walked the street and done it, that
Right.
we know what we created. So we the only ones that know how to solve it.
Not to solve it. But do you think that yes, I do understand you're saying you're taking accountability for what you did when you were out there, right? And maybe you didn't tell their mom or dad drugs. Maybe they look up to you in the neighborhood because you have a lot of people that they look up to certain people. They look up to, you have the money, the clothes, the power, the women, and they idolize it, right? So I get that part. But when with these kids nowadays, a lot of them, I don't know. I think a lot of them listen to people, but they listen to certain people. So do you have that credibility in the hood to whereas when you go out, they're gonna listen?
Facts. Everybody does. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't get. If we take 10 people into any complex, any residence, any whatever, when it's 10 of us, I might touch 50.
Mm-hmm.
You might touch 2.
Right.
She might touch 1. The next person might touch 7. But when we together, everybody is going to affect a whole community.
That's right.
Yes, certain people that's in the range that I'm in or lane that I can talk to, we'll listen. But there's some people that's in the range that you can talk to, they're going to listen to you, that's not going to listen to me. So that's why it's about partnerships. It's about working together to get together collectively because, yeah, I can walk up to some of the dudes and be like XYZ because I'm not scared. Like we were speaking before, and I was saying that I ain't got no problem going out there. I'm not scared of being shot. I've been shot. And the thing is that I say that I don't want to be shot. What the situation is, but the way I look at it is that I lived a life prior to this that I could have been shot, killed, murdered from doing something wrong.
Right.
So if I'm out there and get shot, killed, or murdered by doing something right, then I'm okay with it. It's God's will for me to die that way.
It was so the way you're looking at it, is it won't be in vain because you're doing something that
for a good cause. Facts. Because they need me. They need you. They need everybody. So as we were saying earlier, to me, you either are part of the problem or you're part of the solution.
Right.
So saying that I don't want to go there because these people shooting, or this and that, you're only talking. When people talk, sometimes they say
excuses,
that I am a community activist.
And you don't look at yourself as a community activist?
It's disrespectful because I'm not an activist.
You're active in the community though.
I'm an actionist.
Actions because you put in the action. So you
act is a noun. Action is a verb. I do. I don't act.
I got you. One thing about it, man, I caught you there. It was a little shot there. It was a shot, but I caught you.
You know you from Suffolk, you're a little slow. You caught on later though.
No,
you just done been downtown Portsmouth for a little while, so you trying to catch on fast. But yeah, hey, big shout out to the big homie, man. Y'all already know who the big homie is from Suffolk, man. Who my guy?
Who the big homie from Suffolk?
Who my guy?
Omar.
You already know. Omar, man, get with me, bro. You know we got to get together, man. We got some work to do, man. Yeah, there's a whole lot of, man. Willie Hardy, JR, man, Powell, man, the dogs, man. Y'all already know all years, man. I'm in the hood, man. Bazemo, man. I can call all the names out here, man. Man, Ron, you already know.
See, he know everybody out here, and that's why it's good that you actually came on because not only just Suffolk listen to us. So that's why I want you to know. Yeah, we're gonna do some stuff in Suffolk, but with the Game Minute podcast is just not. Yes, we are housed in Suffolk.
I don't care where you at. Hey, look, anybody that's on this podcast right now, tune in. Y'all want to link up. Y'all want to make something happen in your city. Contact us, bro. We mobile, yo. We global.
That's right.
Anywhere you want us to go, we there. You know what I'm saying?
Now, that's what I was going to ask you, like, because I know we talked a couple of times in regards to trying to put something together. How does that make you feel when people call you from other cities and say, hey, Darrell, like, I need you to come out here? Because that means that they actually see or heard of what you're doing.
Actually, I tell people this all the time. Some people look at life and say, I wish I could have done this differently. I don't regret nothing I ever done in life.
I don't either.
And the reason why I say I don't regret it is because by me being in prison, I met people from all over the state of Virginia. I even met people from out of the state of Virginia. So it's every city.
Right.
So when they call me, it's like it's one of my brothers. Those guys in there are closer to me than family than my family.
Right.
So when it come like this, what's up? Big shot, Tracy. You know I love you, girl. Thank you for everything. But yeah, but when it come down to the situations like that, it's like when you call, it's saying, bro, can you help me?
Yeah, I need you. Right. That's
But a
right.
lot of times that people don't know, like even when we did the put the guns down, pick the mic up in the city of Hampton,
Mm-hmm.
the city of Hampton contacted me through a lady, Latoya Delt, that I met in prison.
Okay.
I met her in prison. She came with an outreach program in prison.
Okay.
So me and her made a connection. So by her coming in, she works with the city of Hampton now. So when she called me and said, come over there, I call my guys from Hampton. So by being in prison, being around dudes that's in certain areas, big shout out Paul Taylor, man. Big shout out, man, to the big homie. He one of the ones that mentored me with what I do now in regards to this, which he walked the path. He did what I've done now.
Right.
Know what I'm saying? Now he works for DCJS, one of the top
Wow.
departments in the state of Virginia. And he's able to give me guidance in order to how I can navigate. So it's about being able to make relationships and bonds with people
That's right.
outside, because a lot of times we work with inside our circle
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't take us to our next level.
That's right. That's right. But you have a lot of people though, and that is very true. You have a lot of people that I don't know whether we just some of us are just that closed minded, or we feel like if we include somebody else, they're gonna take something from us. No, it's not, because what's for you is for you.
Facts.
And if you, like you said, if we all get together and then we work together, then we can get more done. Instead of you just doing it by yourself, yes, you may be bionic man, but physically and mentally you can't do it by yourself. So you have to have other people to help you, right?
Facts.
Yeah, I get you. I get you, P-Town. I got you. Okay, but
Suffer
I
girl
want
got a little bit of game. She
But-
say, wait a damn minute. Yeah, look, she got a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, and that's but that's all you need. Because
Facts.
if you have none, I pity the fool.
Faith of a mustard seed.
Right. And that's all it takes. Now now how did you come up with giving back to the block? Well, giving back to the block.
Actually, it came out with, like I say, big shout out to the homie, man, Rand, man. You already know Oaks finest, man. He gave when it came home, we was just talking about it, so we was doing it. He was like, bro, Castaway Entertainments, man. Big shout out to Castaway Entertainments. He actually came and we was talking about it. We were just coming up with what we gonna do. And it was like, we just gonna get back to the block. It's the block that we took from, so we gonna get back to the block.
So that's how y'all came up with the name, because there's a block from where y'all from. Just turning around.
No, it's just like get back to the block. You got a block in every hood in the world.
Correct.
And most people that have taken away from the block don't give back to the block. You feel me?
Right.
So if, just say out here, if I sold dope all Hoffers, what do I do back for Hoffers? If I change my life, I give back to the block.
Right, that's right.
So anywhere you at is a block that somebody took from. So when you change and you do something, what do you do to give back? We are here to be servants.
That's right. You're absolutely correct.
So what do we do to serve our community? So we giving back to the block that a lot of us has taken from. Sometimes we dealt with this block, we got away from this block, we elevate to a next level, but we never give back.
Right.
We give back to people that, whatever the case may be. Do we actually give back to what we messed up?
Right. That's just like, a lot of people say, when people from certain hoods or whatever, and they go out and they make it in the world, and you like, well, why you never get back to your hometown?
Facts.
So it's basically the same thing. But with you guys, you're not trying to right your wrongs. You're just saying, look, I made those decisions, I live with them, but yet and still, I want to make it better for you.
Facts.
So now, what do you do if a parent calls you and say, hey, Darrell, like, I need you to talk to my son because he's getting, he's a little bit out of hand.
It happens all the time. Like, we done got calls that parents call and say, there's guns in the house, or this happened, or that happened. Let's go talk to them. What it is that another thing that I say, by doing the time that I did is that the reason why a lot of women are in the situation they're in because they took a generation of men. When we start looking at the part of and get deep into it that I won't get into deep of slavery. Slavery started with breaking apart the
The
family.
family, right?
So when you take the man away from the woman, you allow a woman to be in the position to try to play
Man.
2 and 3 different roles, which is impossible.
Right.
A woman can do everything she can to train a man to become a better individual, but she can't teach a man how to be a man.
That's true.
The reason why I say that is because I know men right now who have daughters, and when their daughters get to certain levels of life, they can't tell them how to do or take care of female necessities because they have never been a female.
Right.
It's certain things that females go through in life with development that a man would never understand,
Correct. That's true.
and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
So a woman can do everything she can to be an excellent mother, but she can never teach him how to be a man.
So that's where you guys come in at, right?
So when they brought the crack law in years ago
Mm-hmm.
and took a lot of men out of the community and sent them away, it left mothers to be 2 and 3 roles.
Now I get that. Now I'm with you on that. But you have to realize too, yes, they may have gave them X amount of time or whatever, but they went out and committed these crimes too.
Listen, never negating the fact that when you do the crime, you're responsible for what you do.
That's right.
But what I'm saying is that if you notice, when it came about, they put something into place and gave people X amount of years, and then came back 7 years later and said that those people that's under that law shouldn't have been sentenced that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they commuted a lot of people's sentences
Right.
from crack to cocaine. Crack is a black man's drug. Was.
Right.
Cocaine was a white
White.
person's
Mhm.
drug.
Correct.
So you can get caught with X amount of crack and get a life sentence, and get caught with the same amount of cocaine and get 2 years.
Oh, I'm definitely with you because.
So
I'm
my
definitely
thing
with you.
is not saying that the crime is put to the side.
Mhm.
What I'm saying is that a lot of times we as people don't educate ourselves enough to understand what we're doing. But then when we are put in that position, we put our families into a position which causes a ripple effect on what happens. So my last 20 odd years of incarceration, that's why I say I started learning that and started seeing the younger guys coming in prison. And when I'm seeing them and I'm talking to them and I'm like, yo, who you is, man? Who you from? What's going on, whatever. They telling me, and then they like, such and such my daddy, such and such my mama. And I'm
Right.
looking like,
What?
bro? But in my mind, I'm saying, I sold these people mama some drugs. That's probably why he went to rob somebody. Because he ain't high.
Right.
I did this, I did that. So to me, subconsciously, I was a direct effect of what happened.
Gotcha.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm sitting there and that started to hit me, then I'm looking like, dude in here from what? Actually, it's one guy right now, Demery Springs, man, my dude D, man. And we actually did an event when I first came home. And when we was coming up, he was one of the younger guys that used to deal with certain things. And that we used to tell him, like, you a gangster, man. You ain't soft. You don't do this. You don't do that. When I was locked up, I'm doing time, whatever. I'm coming out. I see him coming through a prison gate. So when I see him, I'm like, what's going on? The first thing he told me was, I said, man, what you doing locked up? He say,
You tell me.
y'all told me, man, I'm a gangster. I don't let nobody do nothing to me.
Wow.
It hit me.
Right.
Because what I instilled in him then made him do what he did. So when he got in there, the first thing I told him was, listen, bro, you going to school, you going to get this. He got in there, he got his GED, he got a degree, he got everything. Came out here and ain't truck driving. But my thing is, sometimes we instill in our youth subconsciously what causes them to become
That's right.
what they are right now.
That's right.
If I tell them you ain't saw, man, anybody do something to you, man, you bust them in the head or whatever. We not telling our kids that's malicious wounding that he can
That's
get a
right.
life sentence for.
That's right.
If
Absolutely correct.
anybody do to
Right.
some of you, man, you don't do no plan. We walk around showing our kids guns. We showing our kids this. Anybody do something to you, man, you don't do no plan, man. It's somebody mess with you, man, you kill them or whatever. Subconsciously, we teaching our kids to commit murder.
That's right.
But we ain't telling them that when you commit this murder, you're going for the rest of your life.
That's right.
So
And mama
what
can't
we
help you.
say subconsciously at a younger age, when their brain haven't developed, causes them to make movements that once they placed in the situation, they're like, what really happened?
Right. So now, do you believe that we can be a product of our environment?
I believe that everybody is a product of
Yeah.
their environment. We were speaking about it earlier.
Mhm.
If I grew up in a community where all I know is oodles and noodles, when you feed me a steak, I don't understand it.
Right.
And I say that to say this. Right now, I've been gone for a long time, some decades. I can walk in certain restaurants right now and I don't even know how to order because I'm a product of my environment.
Right.
All I know is that I'm gonna eat some
Yeah.
chicken, fish, or turkey because I don't eat
Mhm.
red meat.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Right.
But you can take the same person that's 14 years old that grew up in a different environment that can walk in and tell you everything on the menu.
Right.
So we are a product of our environment, but yet we can excel, overcome, and utilize that to propel us to the next level.
That's right. That you absolutely correct. And you have to make that conscious decision to want better and to do better.
And another thing I say with that is we have to take our youth and show them something different.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I've learned. As some people know, I just came back from Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
And Dubai, a lot of people seen Dubai as I went out and saw something that was amazing. This rich country.
Mm-hmm.
But the greatest thing I took away from Dubai is when I was at a brunch with some people. It's one of the biggest brunch they had in this hotel called Atlantis. And I was in there and a Caucasian female came to me. She was talking to me. She was saying some things to me, another guy. And she said, in America, you'll always be a black man. Anywhere else in the world, you'll be American. So it really hit me. She started to say that in your country, what is the American dream? And I came back and I've been asking people right now, what is the American dream? Do you know what the American dream is?
I know my American dream.
No, do you know the American dream?
No, I don't.
But what she said is we live in a country that says live the American dream. It's an illusion that they are paying to people. Then she even said that a lady from Saudi Arabia, she's from Saudi Arabia, she said, y'all pledge of allegiance and what y'all said, y'all
right.
are one nation under
Under
God,
God.
but how many different gods do they serve in the United States of America? So you're pledging to something that's actually a false pretense that they are presenting to the whole country. That's the greatest takeaway I took away from Dubai.
Right.
Everything over there is love, peace. When they see you, it's American, American, American. It's not black.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a color over there.
Right.
I'm just an individual that's from another country. And I come straight back, and the first thing they see is, you're a black man.
Black. That's right.
So it's certain things like that that we need to show our kids. If a kid grow up in a situation only seeing, back to what you were saying, that I live in, let's say I stay on Wilson Street where all I see is shooting, drugs, and whatever. They don't know nothing outside of that. So how can I elevate to another level or go somewhere that I've never seen? It's impossible. So we have to take our kids out of their environment, show them something different, and then allow them the option to decide.
That's right.
You don't tell them to do nothing. I can just take you from Wilson Street and take you to somewhere else and show you that that lies here.
Right.
But when you don't, you're stuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm in a situation and I don't see no other way out, I think that this is my life, this is how I have to live, and this is what I have to continue to do.
And I think, and you know what, that's deep what you said. And I think that initially though, you have to talk to the parents first. You have to get the parent, change the parents' mind of train of thought. Because some of it takes like you said, somebody from Wilson Street, right? And if that's all they know, Wilson Street, and we know Wilson Street is like a half of a street, right?
Facts.
And it's guns, drugs, or whatever. But because that's all she knows, she refused to go outside on the next block because why? She's scared.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So we, in order to, before we get to the child, we have to have a conversation with the parent or whoever the guardian is of that child.
To me, it depends. Because I deal with situations right now that parents are scared to go, but when you take the kid there, they see different. Sometimes you can take the parent out, but if the parent is scared, you aren't scared. So why don't you take the kid out and the kid can be an influence on the parent?
That can, I can see that happening too.
And the reason why I say that is because I've seen it. I've done it. Only thing that I tell people that I ever speak about is something that I've experienced or something that I research and know is factual that can and will happen. We have situations where parents say, this is all I know. I've been here all my life. It's no way out. But I done took kids, or we done got kids. We done spoke to kids. We done brought kids and took them and showed them something different. And they done went back and say, oh, no, Mom, there's a difference. We got a couple of kids right now that we got them in trucking schools. We got them in welding schools. We got them in different things because one thing I tell people right now is that our people, meaning that Black people, we fail from the lack of knowledge.
That's right.
There are so many resources, there's so many outlets, there's so many different ways for us to excel, but we don't know about it. So when I get when certain rooms and certain things and they get to saying, this is offered, that is offered. My question to the people next be, it's not in the neighborhoods I'm in. Why are these presented in these suburban or upper class neighborhoods, but aren't in the neighborhoods that I'm in? So what it does is allow me to be in the room to take that information back to the people that I'm dealing with and saying, you know what? They got this, and this that we can profit from. You know what I'm saying? I tell a lot of the youth now, we sit around and say, oh yeah, man, I'm from such and such, or this my hood, or that my hood. My thing to them be saying is, what part of it do you own? We got kids out here that's dying saying, I'm from Wilson Street. I'm from Hartford. I'm from Saratoga. What do you own out there?
Nothing.
You're dying for something that you own nothing of. Own it and then die for it.
Yeah.
That'd be my thing to them, because I know owning it is going to put them in a different level that when they even think about owning it, they're not going to be willing to die for it.
That's right. That's right.
You're dying for something that your mother is living in a subsidized community, paying rent, being impoverished, whatever, but you saying, this is my hood. It don't belong to you. The people that own it ain't dying for it. Why are you dying for it?
And I think that's just something that they just use, you know, it may be something, I'm looking at it as a cliche, right? We just saying it because that's what we have heard before, or we heard our other big homie or our big cuz say or whatever. So my thing is this: when you're out in the neighborhoods, right? Somebody call you and say that it was a shooting out in the neighborhood. How does that make you feel? Like, because I know, like in Portsmouth, it's and Suffolk too. I mean, I'm not gonna say Suffolk is any better. But Portsmouth is even faster than Suffolk, right? So if you're out there and somebody calls and say, "Hey, we just had a shooting or whatever," how does that make you feel? You may have just left that area early that day.
First of all, I actually spoke to a news reporter not too long ago when there was a murder in a community. And she called me because she wanted to have an interview or whatever, and what I first said to her was that we're here right now doing an interview, and less than 24 hours ago, somebody was murdered right there, but you are looking at kids play right there, right now. It becomes normal to us. You know it. And suffer.
Right.
It was just a murder not too long ago when somebody got killed on a basketball court. Next day, people playing on a basketball court. What is actually abnormal has become normal.
That's true.
So to me, what it says is that our kids have become desensitized to situation, which makes it normal, which makes them not think about whatever that has just happened. It was 2 youth that was murdered in Portsmouth a few months ago, approximately about 5 feet from a playground. But when I went out there the next day, the blood is still on the ground, but kids playing at the playground. And my thing was, I made a call to some people and saying, what if these kids look and say, you know what, that was one of my people and want to go kill them?
Right.
We don't take that into account when we're dealing with situations.
So they didn't even spray their grounds, anything.
After we made a few calls, they actually got out there and did it. But my thing is, when people don't show no remorse for a situation or try to even take care of a situation, because what my thing was, if it was in your community, it would have been taken care of.
Oh, very much
So when it's in these communities, like, we don't care. So what we have to do is empower our people to tell our people they don't care, but we have to care. We have to put demands on them to take care of situations that they wouldn't do because they don't care, but yet they have people to take care because they're going to take care in their community.
Right.
Because it happened in their community, 10 people going to call and say, you need to get this right.
But that's true. But let me play devil's advocate here now. In that same community, we are killing each other, right?
Facts.
So we don't care enough about my brother, my sister, than to take their life, but yet we want somebody else to care about our hood. No, we don't care about our people. So why should we think somebody else is going to care about our people?
Actually, we care about our people more than we subconsciously believe that we do.
We care about our people when it's our people. When it's not our people, meaning if it's not on our front door, we don't care. When it's on our front door, then we want to call the news. We want to call the National Guard. We want to go out and retaliate. Come on now.
What actually happens is that I can see is that time has changed. When I came back from prison, I actually seen that back in the day, you actually got people in every single neighborhood that actually still do care.
Oh,
what happens is when I was younger, if you do something, you're going to get a beating at 4 houses before you get home.
That's right.
Now, if something happens here and I say something to your child, you're going to say, why did you say something to my kid? Which is not, that's why it goes back to when I'm telling you, not saying that they don't care. What it is that you're going to come at me for a situation that I tried to prevent. So I actually do care, but I just don't want a problem with you. I care about my community. Okay. But if I say something to your kid is, why are you saying this to my child? You shouldn't have said this to my child. You shouldn't have did this to my child. He this, he that. So now what does it do to the child? It make the child say, you know what? I'm going to do whatever I want to do because my mama ain't going to let you say nothing to me.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So they are part of the problem.
Exactly.
They are part of the problem. Faye Mitchell asks, who pays for the different programs? I'm sorry, Miss Go Getter. I forgot we had help tonight, Miss Go Getter. So who pays for these programs that, like when you saying about the trucking school and stuff like that?
Actually, there are a whole lot of people. Actually, in the city of Portsmouth, they are partnered with Tidewater Community College. Tidewater Community College has a lot of programs. A lot of people that are young kids that don't know that there are a lot of programs that cities pay for. Is a lot of federal grant programs that they pay for. There's a lot of things that they do. They got truck school. They got a whole lot of things. If anybody want to know, they can get with her, find out what city they in. Let me know what city. I would get with the people to research it and get it because they have 1,000 ways for our kids to get out. It's all about what do we do.
Right. And it's just, and just like you said, far as, when one person knows, they go back and tell the other people.
Facts.
what's going on, because if we don't know, then we don't know.
Facts. We
So
fear
the-
from the lack of
Right.
knowledge.
So the thing is, if we do know, then what's the issue?
If we do know, the issue is you don't care.
Mhm.
If I know that if I go outside, they shooting right now. If I walk outside, they shooting. And if I decide to walk outside, they don't care about being shot. So if you know something and you do differently, then you just don't care. I tell people a lot of times it's a different from being stupid and being ignorant.
Facts.
Ignorant is the lack of knowledge.
Mhm.
A lot of times we use words not even understanding the meaning. When you tell somebody they're ignorant, my grandma used to always tell me that when I was little. Don't call nobody stupid unless you know they don't know. Ignorant is the lack of knowledge. I'm ignorant to a lot of situations because I don't know. But once I know and do different, it makes me become stupid.
Better, right.
So
Right.
exactly, you know better, you do better. So if I know and don't do, whatever comes to me,
Yeah, the blood on your hands.
exactly.
Mhm.
But if I'm ignorant, then you can't fault me because I didn't know. So what we have to do more is actually, we just did 5 toy drives in the city and partnered with a lot of other people. We just did over like 500 families together in the city of Portsmouth. Well, thanks to the help of the city of Portsmouth, thanks to the help to a lot of nonprofit organizations, we worked together to bless a lot of families. But what happened was when it was unity in the situation, it changed the atmosphere of the community. When we do more things to show our people that the community cares, when I talk about community, I always tell people, to me, community is a compound word. It's communication and unity. You have to communicate together to bring together unity.
That's right.
A lot of times you got people talking over here and people uniting over there and they talking about their community. It's not.
It's not.
You have to work together to make it work. Communication
That's right.
for a common cause. If we sit back and say, we want our city to be safer, what are you doing? Are you sitting back in a group with unity and not talking to the people that can make it happen? Or are you talking and not working with the people that's on the ground that's doing it? We know that everybody has a position. Everybody can't do all the work. You got people that got time, you got people that got money, you got people that got resources, you got people that got everything. So when you put all that together,
The melting pot, right?
exactly, you cooking it and coming up with
And y'all, I mean,
the gumbo.
right. And I'm like, y'all know how to cook it up in the kitchen for anything else. So
Facts.
why can't you cook it up for something good?
Facts.
I mean,
No, you know how to bring it back. You can bring it back.
So we have a question
Yes,
from
ma'am.
Faye Mitchell, and she asks, so how do you get the people in their community to get out and take their community back? Because a lot of people, she said, like, we are scared. So if you're scared, what are some of your suggestions on getting people to, want to get out, help, tell, do whatever they have to do?
One thing that I would say, I don't know what city you're in, what region you're in, or whatever. Excuse me. But one thing I will say is that what you do is you get with somebody in your city that's credible. When I speak about credible, meaning that somebody that's in your community, we have it all around the world. It's somebody that's in your community that the people that you are scared of respect. And when they see it, it's like validation. It's certain places that I walk in now because of the people I be around that validate me to get in those rooms. And it's in the community that I walk in that when I walk out there with them, I validate them. It's about being able to be validation for one another in order to make something happen.
Oh, okay.
And even if you in your city, whatever it is, whatever city you in, you can reach out, say your city, say what's going on now. If you here, and trust me, I can connect with somebody in your city to make sure that you're safe.
Well, make sure I'm safe. That's
Ain't you in Portsmouth every day?
yeah.
Ain't you in Portsmouth every day?
Every other day.
Are you safe?
Oh yeah, I'm safe.
All right, then. That's already know. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, I definitely and you know what though, for real though, I think that kids will be inclined more to listen to you guys because of the way you speak and the way you look. because they see you looking like them, they hear you talking like them, versus somebody who has a degree and they come in the community and they're community activists and they only come out when the lights, camera, action.
They
right?
are no, it's right because what you said. What are they?
Huh?
What did you just say they are?
Cool. Community activists.
Yeah, they acting.
They
That's why
acting.
they got the clothes on.
Right. So and that's what I'm saying. So the kids will. Well, I'm not even gonna say kids because the
Young adults, everybody, youth.
young, yeah.
When I speak about kids, I speak about anybody who's young.
Right. Right. And so they will listen to you because you do look like them. So it's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna listen to him, I'm gonna holler at him, versus somebody who comes out and they're saying what statistically it is, and I just think that the way that you guys are going about it it seems as though that it is working.
Facts, it is working.
And I'm sure you probably have some hard heads that you probably run up against. Have you had any of those?
Yeah.
They
We
don't
run
wanna
into the
listen.
people right there and they say, I don't care. And I tell them that, okay, you'll learn. You just got to be straight up with them.
Right.
Because I was one of the ones that somebody tried to talk to me and I was like, man, I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Yeah.
And guess what? I wound up in penitentiary with 56 years. So I had to learn that shit.
Hold on, you had 56, but you did 25.
By the grace of God, man, by blessings, by grace, by prayer. That's why I can walk out here and do what I do. They know I ain't told on nobody.
Right.
I ain't gonna tell on nobody. But things can happen, man. You just gotta have faith. You gotta work, and now also another thing inside, you gotta have some money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Money is very it'll move stuff.
So the next subject, we'll just talk about it. Let's keep it moving.
But so when you when you speaking about the programs and stuff like that, right? And when you say when you're out, because I've seen pictures where you're out with the mayor, you're out with the governor, stuff like that. How does that make you feel from being where you from, what you've been through, to now you're actually in the same room partying and hanging out with prestigious people?
Actually, it's something that my cousin Tim and LaShawn Murray, he wanted to track athletes in the moment. He told me that every time you seize a moment that you're in a situation, you take a deep breath and say, I'm supposed to be here.
Right, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Me and my mayor, my city, we ain't started on good terms. But we ended up being okay.
Right.
Because his vision, the way what I thought and saw, wasn't actually what he actually felt. So I had to learn the political aspect.
Right, that's right.
But when we in the room together, it only says that I'm supposed to be here. God is never going to put you in a situation that you're not supposed to be in. Unless you make a choice that you shouldn't have made. The situations I was in was because God gave me a choice to do that I didn't listen, which put me in prison.
Right.
But now that I listen, he
Which
puts
was a
me in
situation,
situations
that's right.
and circumstances and rooms that I supposed to been in.
Right.
But he put me
that you never
through
even thought that you would be in. But that's how he works, though.
facts.
That's you. Yeah, that was a little deep, man.
That's
And
just
having a conversation with you on the podcast, I'm really looking at you different. Not saying that I looked at you any less of a person. It's just that I know that you're passionate about what you do and what you speak about. But they are multifaceted sides of you,
facts.
Because to be honest, I was looking at the picture. I was like, okay, now he in the room with Northern and them or whatever. He got tattoos all on his face. He got gold in his mouth. But you're dressed, you're dressed apart. But when you go to speak, do they know your background?
Facts. They know my background. Every time I walk in the room, actually, I came home and I spoke at the National Congressional Black Caucus, and I was in a room that Stephanie Morales took me, the Commonwealth Attorney in Portsmouth, and we get on the rooftop. She got some awards, and I was the only person that had been incarcerated in a room of probably about 300, 400 prosecutors, judges, federal judges in the nation. Wow. Then we go to a party, after party, that we're on the rooftop, and I'm in there, and when she said that he's one of the ones that was incarcerated, nobody knew. Cause when they first saw me and I stepped in the room, I had on a money suit and I got on everything they got. They ain't know who I was. So my thing was after that, she actually got me to speak to this kids at William and Murray. There was people that was coming out to be lawyers and things like that, that they had never been in front of a person that they thought was a criminal. And my thing was, what does a criminal look like? Everybody's a criminal. It's only have you been caught? Somebody spared you done did something to get caught. So the thing is that Jay-Z has a great thing. He talk about code switching. You have to understand how to do it. The reason why I dress the way I dress, the reason why I drive the cars I drive is because it helps me connect with the people that I'm trying to change. When I see them and they see me how I am, I'm saying, listen, bro, you can get this the right way. I got it the wrong way and went that way, but you can get it this way. I got the same thing. A lot of times they don't see somebody that's walked the same path that they walked. They got the same thing that they got it the right way.
Right.
So they can't relate.
That's true.
1 minute.
That's true. So while he's going to use the bathroom on our podcast, this is the first time. But anyway, I'm actually enjoying hanging out with Darrell. So while he's going to the restroom, we're gonna this quick.
This is like 85 South when Rick Ross got up. Ain't no
Please
way.
don't do an 85. Please don't do a Rick Ross.
Ain't no way.
You know what, Miss Go Getter? You are exactly right. This is he is Rick Ross, but I tell you what,
this is the first. Okay.
But he's not gonna leave. He ain't gonna do a Rick Ross.
Oh no,
because you know
he's
why?
not doing that. But I'm just saying this is the first. Someone got up to go take a potty break.
Well, you know he's from P-Town, so we gotta.
So you have to understand some things.
Right. So while we're waiting on that, we're gonna hit you with this Wait Again Minute commercial.
Let's go. Yo, listen up, everybody. Have you heard the news? Got a brand new show that's breaking all the rules. Started out from VA and now we on the move from local to global because we got something to prove. We came from the bottom.
None of that, but we're going to go ahead and put that on the table.
Yeah. Don't mess around and be single after this.
Keeping it hot with Mrs. Pink on the mic, ain't no time to stop. All work over here, still we having fun. Yeah, we say it like it is, ain't no holding our tongue. Go get us on the team, yeah, we getting it done. And shout out to Travell, yo, you number one. It started with a dream that turned into.
Oh, we're not eating rat. No.
No, well, I don't know. But let's get back to this cooking. So you
ticking if it ain't about to change, mind your business.
Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute.
relationships. And we know because that's one of the things.
Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands with it. Now wait again, minute. Wave your hands.
Now that we're back with Mr. Give Back to the Block.
I swear to God, I got something for her. She talking about this her first time something happening. Guess what? When she dealing with this city, it's always gonna be her first time. On the first everyone, guess what? On the first one, they did 25 years, came home in 2 years and doing what I'm doing now. On the first one, find somebody else.
That's ain't nobody.
Find somebody else.
It's nobody. It's nobody but you. I get it. You are the one and only. Like, I get it. I truly do. And like what are some of your goals that you're trying to do now? Or
actually,
you have in mind?
That a few of my goals that I want to do. One of the goals. Oh, that's my baby. Hey, Sheba, I love you. You already know, man. That's Beaver, man.
Right.
Hey, look, raised her, man. Born and raised, man. You already know, man. KP in the building. That's my baby, man. Like, she was my little teeny baby, man. Like, Miss Alita, I love her. You already know. But anyway, we gone on. But yeah, some of my goals are this year. I'm going to actually get me a building.
Okay.
This year, I'm actually going to focus more on strategic planning because
that's right.
I did like 17, 18 events last year, and all my stuff is spontaneous. I don't know how to strategic plan. But there's a few things that we are going to do. We're going to do a Black History program. I'm actually going to do a big Juneteenth event in the city of Portsmouth because we need to educate our people on what Juneteenth is. A lot of our people celebrate Independence Day, which I salute and respect it, but our day is actually Juneteenth. So we looking for partners to work with. We're going to do a big Juneteenth event to actually educate our people because, like I say, we fail from the lack of education. When I came home, we first did it because a lot of our people didn't even know when I was speaking about Juneteenth, they didn't even know what it is. And we actually need to be abreast and understand what our Independence Day actually is.
Right. You're right. Right. We have to know who we are
Facts.
before we can hold anybody else accountable for anything.
If you don't know who you are, then you don't know where you've been, so you'll never know
Definitely
where
where
you
you're
are
going.
going to go.
That's right. That's
Facts.
right. That's completely right.
So that's one. That's a couple of things that we have planned, and actually, also in April. April is actually Second Chance Month. That was mandated by Donald Trump. That a lot of people don't know. So in April, we're going to formulate a panel of a lot of people who have been through it, got a second chance, that are actually
Make sure
excelling.
you keep me included on that.
Facts.
That second chance.
We can get together. Just
Yeah.
let me know. I'm gonna have your guy there. You already know, man. Big shout out, man. Willie Hardy, man. JR Trucking, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get him on a panel, man. He be trying to duck. You know, he don't like to talk a lot,
Right.
but
Right.
I'm gonna pull him out, man. Me and JR did this, man. Me, JR, pal, man. A lot of us, man.
And that's
Basemore, we
the thing I
started
was
this as
telling you.
juveniles.
Right, Basemore, right. And that's what I was telling you when we were talking about doing something in Suffolk. It's like, you know, sometimes people can influence people in a good way, right? To have them come out and talk versus whereas if I were to call them, they may not, they'll silently help, but they don't want to come out and talk. But you never know from them coming out and speaking who they can empower and inspire too.
Big Rocco, you already know, man. I know
Oh
all
yeah.
of them, man. The Elliots, man. I know everybody, man. All of them know me. All of them know me. DR, all y'all dudes, man. Listen, man. Suffolk needs y'all, bro. We coming to Suffolk, bro. Y'all in the city, bro. We coming to Suffolk.
Yeah. Well,
She said she needs y'all, bro. We here. Period.
That's right.
They already know the count. Know what I'm
That's
saying?
That's right. So okay, so you're looking to get a building. You have a couple of events coming up. What else is on your agenda?
Just seeing how many more people we can partner with to
Right.
actually grow. Because I know the more people that you have that have a heart into what's going on, the more effective that you can be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like this is not a Portsmouth thing. This is not a Suffolk thing. This is not a Hampton thing. This is a global thing.
It is. It is.
And one thing that I feel that I tell people all the time that if one child is lost, what didn't we do as a community to ensure their safety? A lot of times we sit around and we want to point fingers at the police and this and that. I actually had a conversation with some people last night that they were saying when the stuff happened and a lot of stuff happened and the shooting was going on, what was the police at? So my question was, when the police out here, you'll say, why are they out here harassing people?
Right.
But then when they not here, it's where was they at? I deal with families every day that sit around and say they hate the police, but then when something happened, they're the first person they call. So my thing is, I take it back to the essence of when it happened, when the Black Panthers, we used to police our own communities.
That's right.
We have to take it back to the essence. We are the only ones that can protect, serve, and make sure that we are safe. Those people took an oath to do something, but a lot of these communities, they don't even understand. We understand our community. We know who are actually the perpetrators in our community.
That's true.
We
That's
know
true.
who are causing the problems in our communities. So why don't we reach out to somebody that knows a way to get to them in order to curb whatever that's going on? Because that's what can happen. I deal with kids right now that's stuck in situations that's saying, I ain't got no way out. But guess what? I know people. That's why a few of them, I get them in trucking. You know, you want a way out. I can get you your CDL license, get you in, get you safe, and guess what? You can stay on the road as long as you want, all around the world. You ain't never got to be here.
So make up another excuse.
Exactly.
Make up another excuse, right? And it's good to to have resources and have people that you actually can reach out to. So that's when you were saying about building the relationships. it's good to build those relationships because you never know when you have to, and make sure that they're healthy relationships because you never know when you may have to call on that person and say, hey, I got a boy that, I might need you to look out for. I got a sister that I might need you to, look out for. So those are actually good, good things. Miss Go Getter, we got a question.
Yes, we have another question from Faye Mitchell. She wants to know, what about when people come from that's not in your community and come into your community and cause trouble?
Actually, I tell people this. That's how the partnership with the city of Hampton came in, because I deal with a couple of guys in Hampton. That's actually a lot of my guys is actually, they was in the street.
Mm-hmm.
They was doing what they was doing, is whatever the case may be. And a lot that we know that crime travels from one city to the next. And what has happened was, with this new thing of gang activity, which I don't even call it gang, is actually, you know what I'm saying? When I tell people, like the people that's involved, first thing I ask kids is, what is the definition of gang? None of them don't even know it. Gang is actually a group of people who get together to commit a criminal act,
That's right.
which they don't understand that the reason why. And when I get to talking to them, they say the Ku Klux Klan and them. I say, man, those people are organizations, man. You have to understand the word and the language that you use to understand why the people treat you the way that they treat you. But back to her question, what happens with when crime travels from one city to the next is you get with the people that's in your city that's able to connect with the person that's in the next city, which is why when I went to Hampton, I spoke to BJ and a few guys from Hampton, which is the reason why when I go to Newport News, I speak to Paul Taylor and different things. It's actually no different than being in your city and you have different neighborhoods that, in order to go into this neighborhood, is somebody that's out there that you talk to travel through there.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about, back to what I said earlier, validation. If you go out this part of Suffolk, you got to talk to XYZ because you ain't going to just come on my territory.
That's right. That's right.
It's no different. It's just like animals. They mark their territory. So if you don't talk to whoever marks this territory, you just don't invade. And that's how it happens. So with me, even when they call me to Hampton, I make some calls to Hampton because I'm not going to come in your city and just do what I want to do.
Yeah, that's a form of disrespect.
It's disrespectful. It's no different than you at a job and something happens, and instead of you talking to your supervisor, you go call somebody here.
Right.
It's chain of commands of
command,
how
that's
you
right.
deal with anything in life. It's a chain of command. I need to talk to whoever is here, and that's how it operates. But if a person hasn't dealt with the street life, they don't know how it operates.
So basically, they would have to, if someone, what you're saying, if someone would come into your neighborhood and they're not from your community, you would have to get with somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
Facts. The same way that you remember you spoke to me and you say, can you come to Suffolk and do something that's going on?
Mm-hmm.
What's the first thing I said to you?
What was it? I don't remember.
I said, I just got finished talking to who?
Oh, you just got finished talking to my cousin. Mm-hmm.
Because I ain't coming to Suffolk if I don't talk to Omar, if I don't talk to Bazemore, if I don't talk to Willie, if I don't talk to Thomas, if I don't talk to the Ellis, if I don't talk to DR. It's certain people that I'm going to talk to
Right.
in your city. Because guess what? They the ones that walk around in your city.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You can't just walk over here and do it because you become disrespectful. And also the disconnection comes because it's saying, who is
Who
he
are
to
you?
walk
Yeah.
over here to
Mhm.
do this? That's how it's worked. Even when we deal with our military, when we walk to another country, what we do, we talk to their prince, we
Yeah.
talk to their sheik, we talk to their
To the
president,
leader, yeah.
because you're not going to just come in this country and just do what you want to do.
Like that.
So Suffolk is a country that is certain people that you have to talk to and navigate through and move around in order to maneuver and accomplish something.
And that's why I was saying, like, far as coming to Suffolk, like the young lady was saying, it does start with the parents. So we have to get the parents out to come out with their children or their big kids or whomever to the forum to sit down and have a conversation, because you know what I've learned, and that I'm still learning. A lot of parents are scared of their kids.
Facts.
They talk big shit to us, but we know who running the household.
I know this. I deal with it.
The kids. So I think that it has to be a thing, whereas the parents make a conscious decision. You know what? Like, I'm getting tired. I don't want to be that parent that gonna bury you. I don't want to be the parent that has to do a GoFundMe. I don't want to be the parent that has to collect money to get you a lawyer because you went out here and acted stupid. So they have to take the initiative to say, you know what? They're having this. Let's go and see what they talking about.
And
I already read that question.
oh, my thing is this, right? To the parents that are scared, the next thing that needs to happen is, that's how Put the Guns Down, Pick the Mic Up came about. You got parents that are scared because kids got guns.
Yeah.
But guess what? 90% of our kids out here are influenced by music. So what you do is, with mine is a music talent showcase that allows you to say whatever you want to say. A lot of people get and say, man, why you let them say this or why you let them say that? Because they don't understand that most kids, if you listen to their music, they're going to tell you what they're going through.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you only learn by three ways: what you see, what you heard, or what you have done. So if I listen to a kid that made a song and say, okay, I'm going to shoot up this hood, I'm going to shoot up that hood, and whatever, I'm going to listen to him. I'm going to let him say it. I'm going to let him perform it. I'm going to put him on the stage and do it. Then I'm going to put him to the side and say, what made you write that? I'm going to open up a dialogue.
Right.
Instead of saying, you shouldn't say that. Parents are saying, you shouldn't say this or you shouldn't do this. Instead of allowing them to express themselves,
right.
and then ask them why. I get the why. They'll tell me why. Because guess what? I don't say, man, you better not say that. It go back to the old thing that used to happen back in the day when we say, what happened in this house, stay in this house. So what happened in this house, stay into this house, means that a child has to subconsciously keep into them whatever's happening in here and don't show it, which the actions start to come out in different ways because they ain't gonna say what happened right here.
Suppress it. Right. That's
Exactly.
Right.
So it's mental health. And that's one of the biggest things that we don't address with our youth.
That's right.
Mental health is something that's in the Black community that's shied upon, that's saying, you ain't crazy, you ain't this, why you acting this way, why you acting that way, when actually mental health is 91% of the reasons why a lot of our kids deal with what they deal with today.
And mental health, if you look at the prison system, a lot of a big percentage of them deal with mental health issues.
Ain't no big percentage. It's proven fact that anybody that's done over 4 years of incarceration deals with some type of mental health issue. Is a fact.
I didn't say them.
Yeah. Actually, they have a thing that I'll be speaking with my homeboy, Arthur Rambert. He was incarcerated down here, but he actually is in New York right now. They actually have a thing that they are pushing right now, a bill, and it's called, y'all can Google it if y'all don't believe me, it's called post-traumatic prison disorder. They don't want to address it because it falls under PTSD. The reason why they don't want to address it is because if they address post-traumatic prison disorder, the country will be liable for paying you. Right. You know, like in the military, when you come out, you get a psychological evaluation saying what's happened. Like I tell them, you have people that's in prison that's been, I done been stabbed in prison. I done dealt with, I done watched murder. So it's certain type of trauma that you have endured that if they diagnose you with that actual thing, then they have to compensate you.
Right.
So it comes down to money. But post-traumatic prison disorder is something that's serious because you witness a lot in prison.
That is very true. Just as those who are institutionalized too.
Facts.
It's something serious.
I'm institutionalized.
Yeah.
I've came home and got diagnosed. The only reason I've got diagnosed is because I had a cousin who worked at the Darrell Redmond Center. That was my family that told me to go. Other than that, I wouldn't have went. I was like, man, ain't no wrong with me. Right. But even to this day, I wake up 5:30 every day. It's certain things I don't do. I don't like to be in a room with the door shut all the time. That is being institutionalized subconsciously. I don't like to just lay around all day. I can't do it.
Right.
Because my body has done it so long that if I sit in the room with the door closed for too long, it's like, hold on, let me open this door and see can this motherfucker open.
Can it open? That's right. That's right.
And that happens because of what you've been through. And it's no different than somebody who's in the military who has heard gunshots and been out there. But the difference with the military is that there's a big thing that we was dealing with. I was dealing with a lady when I first came home prior to COVID, that we was ready to go on a national platform to advocate for a psychological evaluation for everybody who comes from prison the same way as the military. Because what the military does is that if you pay attention to, if they out deployed, after a certain period of time, they let them come home.
Right. That's right.
But when you're incarcerated, I did over 2.5 decades with no break.
I mean, what you
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
what I'm saying is that the government saying that after a certain period of time, you can't deal with this.
Right. But I definitely understand what you're saying, because when you look at the prison system, it falls under military, like far as the rules and stuff like that.
Exactly.
It's the same. So I get what you're saying. It's like you can't say one thing for one and then for the other, you want to bow out. I definitely get what you're saying. I never looked at it like that though.
A lot of people don't. But see, that's what happens when, just like now, big shout out to Don Scott, delegate for the state of Virginia. Don Scott actually has a criminal background.
Right.
Right.
So to be able to be in a position of people who have never walked it, you speak from a different side that they have never seen. With me, I walk in rooms. I was just with a panel that we ready to get with these people and do a great big team summit. I keep you updated on that once they get with me. But actually, we was in a room and there's a whole bunch of professors and all these things like this that was talking about different things, and they was talking about evidence-based practice.
Right.
And I told them that I am evidence-based practice. Because what they do, psychologists will sit you in a room and do analysis on all these people that's been incarcerated, and then come up with some data and say, this is how you fix this problem.
That's right.
And I tell them that they data don't work, because what you looking at is analyzing and saying 78% of the people need this. So if you only got this to address 78%, what about the 22% that you're not addressing? Everybody has a different thing. I actually used to facilitate the reentry program in Department of Corrections prior to coming home.
And that's the thing. That's one thing I think. But because those programs are grant funded, that's why a lot of people don't get to have that access to those type of programs. But because I think if you've been in for so long, you have to have that reentry program, because you don't know what's going on out here.
I would tell you straight to your face, I've told the top people reentry. I spoke to the top director of reentry. The reentry program failed me, and I taught it.
I'm sure.
I'm gonna tell you why it failed me. There was a lot of things in there that I utilized now to help me. The reason why I say it failed me was because after doing 20 years in prison, I came home, and guess what? I've been home 2 years. I still don't understand technology.
Well, yeah,
once you get in there, but what I'm saying is they are supposed to prepare you for coming home.
Right.
When I came home, they gave me a card. I walked in the store. When I get in the store and get the food and chips I wanted, I didn't even know how to utilize the debit card.
Yeah.
So how are you preparing me to re-enter somewhere that when I came home, I felt like a child and say, can you help me? So if you don't have the support when you come home, you're almost destined to go back.
That's right. You're doomed.
So when you get in a program that's giving you saying, okay, you doing resume, this ready to work class, I taught it. You writing a resume, somebody typing it up for you, you come home, They give you this paper with this resume on it. When you come home, you walk to the PO, they give you a paper and say, go to this website and submit a resume. You ain't never touched the computer. You fail me.
Right. But okay, but now in those reentry programs, do they even teach you how to interview?
Yeah, they'll talk to you, but my thing is that I've spoke with them after that because I've been back in the prison several times to speak.
Okay.
And I tell them, if I don't do the application, know how to fill out the application online, how can I get to the interview?
Right. That's true.
I can't get to an interview if I don't fill out the application. Yeah, they sit down and tell you how to interview. They tell you how to dress for an interview, but they don't show me how to go on my phone or computer and fill out the application. So which means is that I got guys right now that have came home, they have taught carpentry, electrical, HVAC. They've been top people in the system for 10, 15 years. They better than technicians that's out here right now. But when they come home, because they don't know how to fill out an application, when they get in, they paying them bottom of the barrel. A couple of my homeboys now have excelled and went to the next level because they are left and been able to get in position to start their own business and they are thriving. But my thing is, if they did this for 15, 20 years, you come out and tell them, I got to start you at helper's rate. And then you in the truck with somebody that's making $40, you making 15, but you doing more than him.
But you right, and I get that and I understand that. But you did 10 or 15 years. You've been doing it 10 or 15 years, but you've been doing it in the prison, right? So it's totally different. So when you get out here, you have to basically start, you're working your way up.
No.
You should.
No.
Listen.
No.
Listen. Hear me out. How do you think that now, if I've been in HVAC 20 years, got my own business, right? You come out, you've been in 10 years or whatever, and you got your HVAC certification, whatever, and I give you a chance. I supposed to start you off at $20, $25 an hour when this person over here been doing it, but they put their work in.
Guess what?
You can't start at the top.
Guess what they're doing right now? I done came home. A few of my guys have talked about it. Some of the guys have been in there right now. They're restructuring it with the Department of Correction. They're saying that any time that you did in prison, you can put down as part of your resume.
Well, that's
because the thing is, you have people. Listen, you got HVAC mechanics out here now, right? Or electricians out here now, right? They working 10, 15 hours a day. They getting breaks, whatever. You got people that once you get in there and say you take the class, you become a master electrician. You have it. You are teaching a class. You're a master electrician. You can become a tutor, an aide, which you're teaching this class. You've been locked up for 25 years. You've probably been doing this for 15 years. You're a master electrician. I got all my paperwork, but you tell me I come out here and somebody, because you've been doing it out here for 10 years, you supposed to get paid more than me, and I know more than you. Skill tests should show you. I can say, okay, you come out, you say this, whatever, and you say, okay, I did this. You put me on a period, you might say, okay, I'm gonna give you X amount of money for 60 days,
right,
90 days. But once you start putting me in a truck with somebody and I'm riding around with somebody that's making, I did it. I'm a HVAC mechanic. I was riding around with a mechanic that couldn't pass the test, so he didn't have certification to carry Freon. Right. I passed the test. I'm a universal certified HVAC technician right now. Right. I was in the truck with a guy who couldn't pass the test. He knew how to work, but guess what? They got me in the truck because guess what? The Freon can't be in the truck without me.
I get it.
So now you're going to pay me lowball and pay him more. He can't even pass the test.
I'm saying, I wouldn't say lowball, but I'm saying if you're looking at the next person who's been sitting in his position for a while and you've been over here. Now, some people don't test well. Is that safe to say?
Exactly.
He knows the job. He can do it with his eyes closed, but he don't test well. Whereas you may have had prison experience, and then when you come out, it's like prison and out here, totally different things. Right, and I'm gonna break it down to you, because you can have someone who's been in prison for 20 years, right? You know, you get 3 hots in the cot. The person not getting no hot plates because they don't have, they've been in so long, or the family don't care nothing about them anymore, right? So they're just getting what state says that they deserve to get, and that's it, the bare minimum, the energy, right?
Facts.
Okay, So you think that you should come out and make more money?
No, I'm not
You
saying
can't
that.
even you
I'm saying
you can't even adjust to.
no. I'm saying that skill set. I'm speaking in regards to skill set.
Okay.
Actually, they have one guy right now. His name is Brian. His computer technology skills is out of this world, right? White guy. Came home. He was a banker before he went to prison. He just came home. He was doing something.
Already, yeah.
So when he came home, right now, he probably make about $700,000, $800,000 a year. When he came home, he was working for a company. They was trying to give him $50,000 a year. He walked away from it and told the people what was going on. The same company called him back 4 months after he left. Guess why? What happens is that they don't tell us in there is that I understand that a lot of people look for work history.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if I work inside a prison and done commercial HVAC for 15 years, meaning I don't work with chillers, I don't work with every single thing that somebody else out here did. They did it for 5 years. And I done it on a surplus scale. Me, I'm a certified cook. I cook massive for Greensville, where it's 3,500 people that I fed 3 times a day for 6 years.
But how much were you getting paid though?
Listen, in prison, they was only paying me 35 cents an hour.
Right.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
35 cents an hour.
That's crazy.
But my thing is, you're right. But my thing is, if I come out here right now and you put me in a facility that's serving 100 people, because guess what? Every massive place get the whole food survey come from the same people. So if I fed 3,600 people for 6 years, and I come out here now and you saying this person been doing it for 2 years, but I done it for 6 years or 7 years or 10 years, and I get $15. But I walk in here and I'm doing more than your head cook. I understand proportions. I understand meal prep. I understand everything. And you telling me I get this because of this. No, it makes people become discouraged inside a situation.
Now I will take that. I will take that.
It's disrespectful.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? I walked away from a job. I walked away from my HVAC job because I walked in one day and I know what I was doing. The man said, "Can you go put a flute pipe in the ceiling?" You got ask my girl now, a flute pipe in the ceiling. I walked in there. I told him, yeah, whatever. I walked in there. After I did it, I wrote an invoice. The invoice was for $2,900. I did it for 2 hours and found out I did this in 2 hours. I charged them people $2,900, but you gave me $31, $1,550. I quit the same day. I ain't been back.
But see, some people know their work.
Exactly.
But you gotta look at it like this too. Everybody gets paid different, right? They should get paid different according to their experience, right? But you have jobs out here that whereas you may get paid more because you're a man.
Facts.
And I may get paid
I don't believe
less,
in that neither. I hate it.
But that's fair, right?
No, it's not fair.
I'm just saying that's fair to what I'm saying.
Yes, it's like, and it's crazy because it take you back to that when I was just in Dubai. They don't have. If a woman and a man get a job, they get the same pay.
And as they should.
In Dubai, when you apply for a job, it don't say what is your race.
It don't matter.
What is your job title? What is your qualifications? You know what I'm saying? What we do over here is we systematically isolate ourselves or put ourselves in categories.
But they say this is the land of the free. We're not free.
At all. We are systematically made to divide one another. We were just having a conversation the other day, actually, when I was doing the tour drive the other day, where they was talking about the Democratic and Republican Party. And I made a statement to him and say, Google it. What is the Democrat and Republican Party? They say the Democrats are these people, the Republicans are these people. Republicans are people with money, Democrats are these people. And if people do their research, they'll find out that at first it was only one party. It was the Democratic Republican Party. It was one party. It was made to divide one another. And then when the division first came about, do y'all know most black people were Republicans?
Right. That's true.
They weren't
Right.
Democrats.
Right.
That's true.
And the conversation got so mad that people started fussing and arguing
Yeah.
with me and saying,
Mhm.
no, it's not. I say, Google it. It was
That's true.
Democratic and Republican. It was the Republican Democrat Party. It was one party. Then we divided, and black people were Republicans. White people were Democrats. But then consciously it changed. But people don't know their history, so they don't know where they're going. It goes back to what you were speaking about earlier.
That you said a mouthful there. That is definitely true. And but anytime you talk about relationship, I mean, when you talk about religion or politics, you're gonna get that, people gonna get upset and begin to fuss or whatever. But I just feel like, far as party lines, it's basically what personally benefits you. Like, some people be like, okay, well, because he has money, then he's a Democrat, he's a Republican. No, and I look at it like this: the Democrats are inclined to keep us poor, to keep us at bay. But y'all keep saying, "Oh, let's go vote this person in because they're black. Let's vote this person in because they're Democrat." And they are going to continue to give you the services. They're going to continue to say the man can't stay in the home. They're going to continue to say that you got to stay open. He can't make a certain amount of money.
Right.
Make up. Yep. Come on.
Yep.
Knowledge is power.
Mm-hmm.
And we fail from the lack of what?
Knowledge.
We don't know. And then it's sad because we don't want to know. And then when we are trying to be in, I tell people it's a seminar that I constricted while I was in prison, and it's called Being Trained versus Being Educated. And we do it with some of our kids that we deal with, some of our young adults, because a lot of us have been trained and not educated. Right. If you're trained, you're only going to do what you have been trained to do. Right. And a lot of us has been trained to vote Democrat, or trained to do this, or trained to do that.
That's right.
But if we educate one another, then you allow the person to have a choice.
Right.
And we don't educate one another. We want you to become under the training of this. Think about it. Anywhere you go to something, it doesn't say that we are going to, what's up, Tay? Big shout out, bro. You already know what it is, man. Mr. Give Out to the Block and the Bennett, man. In big way, you already know what it is, man. Talking. But yeah, but when you go through a situation with a job, it says you're going through a training. It doesn't tell you that you're going to be educated. I'm not going to educate you about your job.
I'm going to give
I'm going to train you on what I want you to do.
That's it.
That's it. I'm not going to educate you because I don't want you to have a choice. I want you to do what I tell you to do.
That's it.
And what we do is we train our people to do what it is. When we deal with certain situations, when this happened, this is what you're supposed to do. That's all they know. Mm-hmm. We don't give them a choice. If you come up in the hood, you do this, I'm giving you this. Even to our kids, when I was coming up, I watched my uncle, big dope boy, you do this, you put money in the shoebox, you do this. So I was trained to say, bro, you get money and this is what you do. But the people that was trying to educate me and say, this is like, bro, hold on, I don't understand this. I'm going over here. Well, what happens? If we educate our people, we give them a choice.
That's right.
When I deal with most of the youth I deal with that's trouble, I ask them, what do you want to do? What do you like to do? Whatever. And then according to that, I'll map out something with them. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, they're going to take the road that you want them to do if you allow them to choose it. If I tell you don't do this, as a kid, if you tell a little kid right there, don't do this, they're going to do it because they want to know why the hell you telling me don't do this.
Exactly.
Know what I'm saying? But if you say, look, you can do this or this, most time they're going to take what you want them to do.
You're right. And that's, I can't even say anything behind it because you are exactly right. And I think a lot of times they don't want to tell us things is because they don't want our minds to be free. It's like a sense of control. You know what I'm saying? Like with you, like if I tell you, like, look, well, just like I told you, be here by 6:40, or if you ain't in here, you ain't getting in. I meant what I said, right?
I'm trying to hear that shit, but I'm always Don, what's up, my boy? You already know, man. What's happening with you, man? I need you too, bro. You already know what it is, man. I need you, bro. I need some help. I got some stuff coming up with the kids, calling you out. I'm already here, man. I'm in your hood. I'm in your city, man. Talk to me.
See, I can't.
OMG.
Look, he'll know when I'm calling out. Hey, look. Hey, big homie, look.
Oh.
We ready to do a talk in the city. They calling you. They need the people from the hood. We're going to talk to the kids. You already know, bro. You told me if I need you, bro, call you. You already know it. So it's here. You know what it is, bro.
Now, after that announcement and shout out, now what were you saying, Gail?
No, I was messing with him, but no, I definitely understand what you're saying, and I think that the more that we continue to educate one another, like you said, it has to be a want though.
Facts.
You know, can't anybody push? They can't push it on you. So he said.
What he said?
He said he in.
I told you it's a lot.
Yeah.
I already told you what's going on in this city, man. I told her a minute ago, bro. Hey, listen, hey, bro. I told her, man. She said she want to do something here, man. You already know what the county is, man. I know you love your hood like I love my hood, bro. We gonna partner. We gonna make it shake, point blank, period, man. So listen, man. What I need you to do, I'm asking you to do this for me, bro. Holler at a few of the homies, man, and let them know that we about to get together. We gonna get us a building, and we gonna make it shake. You already know what it is, homie. I love you, bro.
Because he's definitely not an activist.
He's an actionist. That's my man. As soon as I hear it going on, he's like, listen, bro, what you need?
Right.
He already know when he come in my hood, it's good. When I come in here, it's good. Like validation. Go back to what you say. There's certain people you got to call when you step somewhere to make it happen.
That's right. That's right. And some people can't put in that call to people.
Facts.
But it speaks volumes as to who you are as a person and that you are respected and people do, you know, they rock with you like that. So when people call, you answer and it's vice versa. I get all of that. But is there anything that you would like to say before we wrap it up?
Man, all I like to say is that first of all, thanks. Wait a damn minute.
You done changed it
having
again.
me up here.
Didn't change the whole.
You already know what it is. No, man, real talk, man. Wait a game minute, man. I thank you for having me, man. You already know what it is, man. It's all about working together collectively to make a change, man. All of us can make a difference, bro, if we will get together.
That's right.
Put the hate aside, bro. We built on love, bro. The more that we love one another, the more that we can help one another, man. The hatred ain't gonna get us nowhere, man. You know what I'm saying? So there's a quote that I live by every day. And the quote that I live by every day is, if you can help somebody, help somebody. Each one, teach one. If you don't, then you're not serving your purpose, man.
That's right. But do you believe some people don't serve their purpose or won't serve their purpose?
I believe that a lot of people don't know their purpose. And the reason why I say that is because I'm a person who didn't understand mine. I've always been a leader, but I didn't know how to lead. And the reason why I didn't know how to lead was because I never understood how to follow.
That's confirmation. I just made this post less than 2 hours.
That's my word.
When I asked you, are you a follower or a leader?
Because that in order to be a great leader, you have to be a superb follower.
That's right.
You can't lead without understanding how to follow. Because if I'm leading, I have to understand my people that's following. And if I don't understand that, I can't lead. And that goes back to the big homie concept that we talk about now. Actually is a guy that ran, Junebug, Cook. There's a lot of dudes that's in my life, Donald Raby. They big homies to me. In my new life, because I understand a big homie doesn't lead me to
destruction,
the grave, or the prison. A big homie leads me to elevation.
That's right.
And what we get misconstrued is that the big homie is the one that tell me go shoot, or the big homie is the one that tell me go commit this or commit that. The big homie is actually telling you that he don't give a fuck about you, excuse my language, because he's taking you away from your mother, your child, your family. What happens is a lot of us get misconstrued and thinking that rest in peace on a shirt or free my homie or free my big bro or free my nigga is gangster. What's gangster is being able to ensure that your kids are okay, your family is safe, and you can keep walking around here and continue to grow. One person that I respect, man, on a whole nother level with it is, like I say, man, Rand, man, he one of the guys that we don't talk a whole lot right now, but the man's taught me a lot, man. The man has been more than an influential to me. Donna Raby, Cook. There's a lot of people that are actually my big homies. Paul Taylor, he's my big homie. You know what I'm saying? Paul came from a life sentence to be home, to be free, to work at the DCJS up there, to make moves and calls and be able to make something happen. That's a big homie to me. Not nobody that's telling me, bro, look, bro, we can go out here and make 100. I got plenty of niggas I could call right now and go make 100,000 a mile. But they ain't a big homie because I get 100,000 a mile being penitentiary the day after, and then I left everybody.
That's right. And all your work would be.
So we have to transcend the word big homie. We have to transcend and educate our kids. Like I say, we training them. We have to educate them on language they're using, words they're using, movement they're using, and we have to also show them something different.
That's right. That's right.
So another thing that we doing in 2022 is we going to get kids that's in these subsidized communities and hoods, and we taking them to different places. Kids is not doing good in school, we taking them to colleges to show them that this is how it is. Is this what you want to do? We taking them to trade schools. We locked in with truckers. We locked in with electricians. We trying to see what you want to do because we're going to allow you to make the choice to do what you want to do.
That's right. That's right. Well, you have been preaching. Like, you've been dropping them gems tonight. And if nobody don't catch it, I'm just going to say it ain't meant for you to catch. Because if somebody's sitting here telling you what he's been through in life and he showed you that, you know, it is another way, but you have to make that conscious decision to go right instead of going left.
Facts.
So, and you could be a big homie by walking away.
That is the big homie.
That's the big homie.
One of my guys that I work with right now, I wasn't even gonna bring it up, but one of the guys I work with right now, big shout out to Reggie Gatlin, man. I don't know him as Bam, but one of the dudes that I actually work with right now, which I'm actually a community liaison violence interrupter with the city of Portsmouth, aka paid position to do what I do. Also, I make some okay bread to be in the position that I'm in. But actually what I'm saying is a lot of people see the guy that I be with. The two guys I actually work with now is a crazy connection. You know, man, I'm a hood nigga, man. I'm gonna do what I want to do. You already know what's going on. But one of the guys I worked with was actually a lieutenant when I was in the prison.
Okay.
He was a lieutenant. He was my lieutenant while I was in prison. Mm-hmm. But now he works with me. Another guy I have is actually Reggie Gatlin. He actually was one of the top gang members, had his own hood, had his own nation, had everything. But he's made a transformation.
Right.
And we got a few other guys that we trying to get brought on now because it's not about denouncing what you stand for. It's about educating them on why you do what you do.
Right.
Like me. I'm from Portsmouth. People can say Portsmouth a gang, but it's about how you do it. We're an organization. I deal with people in my city that I want better for. And when a lot of people that's inside this quote unquote gang, which I call it an organization thing, don't even understand how it derived. I know more education and I'm more educated on what they are following than them.
Right, yeah.
Blood came together as a brotherhood because a lot of those people was in prison dealing with a lot of people that was Spanish and different things that was doing something to their people. So they had to work together in order to be stronger.
Right, to unify, right.
Know what I'm saying? The crook, the big homie, big took it. It was brotherhood. So people don't understand what they actually dealing with. Who talking trash?
Don Rocco said, Gam, you a real nigga. You got a real nigga on tonight. I'm glad y'all connected on this. Yes.
Man, Don already, man, that's my homie. Hey, listen, man, I'm mad I missed the joint the other night, bro. I had something going on, man. You know, we definitely got a link.
But he's definitely gonna call you because as I told him that Wait Again Minute podcast, just does just not air in Suffolk. We're all around the world. So we're on Apple and stuff like that. So we got to make sure that we are keeping things in decency and in order. But he's going to call you because we actually going to do something in the city of Suffolk, and he's going to help. You know what? I'm going to start calling you my big homie. You know what?
Call me
And
what
that,
you want to call me,
no,
yo. You already know
I'm
what
gonna call
it
you my
is.
big homie. And you know why? Because I respect you. Like, I really do. Because I really see that you are who you say you are.
Facts.
Like
I don't change.
Because I ask a lot of people and I sit back and I watch things. You know what I'm saying? And I do it strategically to see if it adds up. And it does. So I want to give you your kudos today. If nobody else tells you, like,
I don't want no kudos,
continue.
y'all. I
I'm
want
just
to do what I'm supposed to do.
but sometimes it's good that people tell you to your face versus telling you over you when you're no longer here.
Exactly.
Facts.
You know, so and you can take that to, like, some days when you get discouraged or whatever, to keep on pushing. But my last thing to you is, we always ask our guests to come on Wait Again Minute podcast. I'm kind of scared to ask them. What do you think about Wait Again Minute podcast? Like,
I believe that Wait Again Minute podcast is actually a terrific experience for me. The reason why I've been on several other podcasts, trust me, I have. And to be able to get on a podcast where I was actually just be able to chill and relax. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I've been on National Association for Criminal Justice. You know how you get all them titles.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't with all the titles
Right.
because I'm just me. You know what I'm saying? So when you get on those type of podcasts, you deal with a lot of political questions
Politics, right.
because they're dealing with politics and they want political answers.
Right.
But to get here and be able to, it's just like we in the hood talking, y'all. And this is what I'm with for real. You know what I'm saying? This is what I like. Get back to the block. It's like I'm on a block that's having a conversation with somebody saying, how can we make some shape? With them, they got a whole bunch of political, how they can do this and do that type of questions.
Right.
And we're here is just, look, we're going to sit back and chat and see what's going on and talk to the people.
And that's it. That's it. And be unapologetic and unfiltered.
Facts.
That's it.
So y'all need to get on Wait Again Minute, man. This one a minute, man. I'll be back.
Trust me, if you grace this platform, it was meant for you to be here. We don't just have anybody on.
I'm coming back, man.
Oh yeah.
You tell me I can't come back?
Oh, you can come back.
Now listen, Apple
can
Music,
come back.
everybody, she banning me from Wait Again Minute. I don't like this. They banning me. I don't even know what's going on.
No.
Now, is you banning me from your podcast?
Not at all. Not at all. No, I was saying when you were sending invitations.
I'm messing with you, yo. I'm messing with you, yo. I'm just trying to get it up, yo, because that's what got to go on. No, though. My thing is that the reason why I said that is because I said that to say that a lot of people need to take more opportunity.
That's right.
To get with you, to be able to connect with you, to take things to the next level.
Speak that, boy.
So the ones that, when I said that invitation, if they reach out to you, they're reaching out because they're saying they want to promote positive change.
That's right.
And they can see how it can work together, connect, and take it to the next level.
That's right.
I wasn't saying that for anybody.
Yeah, I got you. I'm just messing with you.
Know what I'm saying?
But I ain't scared of you though, but I got you. I got you.
You already know, man, I'm from Portsmouth at the end of the day, so you know what's going on out here, right?
You already know. I'm not
You know what I'm saying?
of
Hey, LA, hey, Rocco, pull up, man. Make sure I get to my car, man. JR, man, whoever up here, man, is for Suffolk, man. Pull up, man. Make sure I get to my car, man, because I don't even know what's going on, man. Man, somebody please help me get to my car. You know I've been drinking, man. I got a little Tron in my cup.
You are in good hands. You're gonna be taking care.
I already know because I am all state. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm in good hands. I am all state, man. Suffolk know me what's going on, man. Big shout out to Suffolk, man. Big shout out to Suffolk, man. This no lie, man. It was a pleasure, man. Just know that y'all like family to me, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You call, I come.
That's right.
You hit me and say what's going on. I ask you what day. You know what I'm saying? That's period. Because one thing I tell people all the time, people make time for what's important to them. You know what I'm saying?
Say that again.
People make time for what's important to them. So if I can get with somebody to get on a live podcast in order to influence somebody, help somebody, encourage somebody,
That's
or
right.
change the thinking of somebody, I'm here.
That's right. That's right. Well, I have thoroughly enjoyed you.
I
Miss
did
Go-Getter,
too.
did you enjoy?
I really enjoyed. It was really good.
What did you take away from tonight, Miss Go-Getter?
A lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. Um, I just don't know where to begin because, like you were saying when that goes back to judging a book by its cover when you was talking about, he's in a room with all these political people, all these, uptight, I should say, people, and then he's in there, he done walked off the podcast, which was the first. He done went
Man,
and
I'ma
he done
always
put the
do
Rick
something
Ross.
different.
He done put the Rick Ross on us.
Yeah, he did.
Going to the bathroom, like that was the first. Everybody else just hold it until the end. But he was being him.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's like you can't do nothing but respect that.
Never,
And then he talks
never
junk.
change.
So he goes from talking junk to being hood to being, political
Yeah.
to being a big homie. Like we just saw about 6 different roles.
But everything wrapped up into
It
one.
did.
Tech, what's up, homie? Big
See-
salute,
see-
man. I just
see,
seen Tech, man. That's
we never had
bro.
this either.
I need you, Tech. I need you, Tech. I got a few events for the kids. I'm coming to Suffolk. Be ready to get loose. Yeah, I'm calling out everybody to shout out up here. I'm gonna turn this up. We're gonna go crazy out Suffolk.
Okay,
Straight
see?
up.
So we never
I'm
had
calling them out.
shout-outs.
So anybody who don't answer the bell, we own them.
Okay.
Accountability.
Accountability. Okay, but I do
Excuse
have
me,
one
though.
question. I do have one question for you though,
Talk to me.
Darrell. Okay, so we all know that you're about the kids and changing the kids and getting everything, change. At the end of the day, what is your ultimate goal for doing this? Like, what do you expect at the end of doing all of this? So let's say you talk to Suffolk, you talk to Portsmouth, you talk to Norfolk, you did all this talking, you did the programs. What do you hope to get out of it at the end?
All I hope to get is that I can influence, change, deter, or promote a difference in one person.
Okay.
Because this is something that I say a lot of times to people that I've seen before. And it says that Rosa Parks set so Malcolm X can march so that Obama can run.
I know that's right.
So somebody sat down so that somebody can march so that somebody can run. So if the movement of Rosa Parks sparked
Right, it starts somewhere.
from one person.
Mhm.
A lot of people think Rosa Parks was the first person to sit down. She
No,
wasn't.
She wasn't.
Mm-mm.
But she was the first person to spark a movement.
Mhm.
So if I say it to 50 people, if one person sparks an action so somebody else can do something, so that somebody else can do something,
Trickle down effect.
then my job is done.
Yeah. Go ahead, boy.
Okay.
What? She been read some books too. But and
I did 20-some years, man. I
You
tell
had time
people
to
this all
read,
the
yeah.
time that it's crazy because I was in a room with some people, with some professors, and they were saying that what they read and studied or whatever. And I told them that the difference between me and them is that they went to a college and read a book on psychology and got studied. But what I had that they didn't have was I read the same book, I got the same knowledge, but yet I've already lived it. So what is negated out here is most people that's in the regular world don't have the time that I had. Because most people that go to school, they got a job, they got a family, they got everything. So when I read that book, I was in segregation for 4.5 years. So the way I studied it was different.
Right, of course.
I spent 23 hours in the cell every day. I came out for 1 hour a day, got a shower Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
But you
So my study of this book,
was probably on survival mode, probably.
because I hit, and then I had what y'all don't have out here, which is time.
time, right?
That's why to me right now, time is valuable.
That's right.
How people out here say, like you told me today, 6:40.
Mhm.
I was here at 6:20 because my time is valuable. know what I'm saying? People out here don't appreciate time because they've never dealt with it. I am a structural individual. So if 30 minutes or 40 minutes of my time is pushed to the side, it actually throws me off balance.
So it's safe to say that the road that you have tread, right? It actually sets you up for what you're doing now.
Exactly. That's why when I said,
go through all of what you went
don't you
through.
remember earlier? It's crazy that you bring it back. Remember I said I would never take back nothing I've done.
Right, that's right.
Because it has prepared me for what I'm in.
That's right.
You have to endure for a moment to reap the benefits in the next season.
Mm.
You can't have fall without the summer or the spring. Certain things have to evolve. It's an evolution.
Right. That's right.
If I would have never endured what I endured, I'd never been doing what I'm doing.
You're exactly right.
So when people try to change what they're done, they can never get to where they're at. People right now that's millionaires that probably went through something to say, I wish I'd have never done that. You'd have never come a millionaire because you was never broke. You'd have never appreciate the value of a dollar. Me, I'm a street dude, so I had to go from understanding that I can make all this money right now. Right now, one thing with me that I admit to everybody that I talk to right now, I love to gamble. I love it. But when I put to the side of gambling, it put me in a position to be more blessed to help other people.
Right. That's right.
Because I can go lose
a couple $1,000, yeah.
But yet, if I use half of that to help somebody, it makes me feel better and ensures the safety of my home, and it keeps me going forward. And it also reduces my risk of doing something negative. So it's about understanding budgeting, understanding different things, understanding if I sacrifice this, then I become better with this. But if I would have never understood that, I wouldn't have done it.
We never went through that, right?
So I never changed nothing I've done.
I definitely feel you on that. I'm the same way. I don't regret anything either.
In fact, you better not.
I don't.
I don't. You better not regret it.
I don't, Peter.
Because if you regret it, you wouldn't be who you are.
Right.
You are only who you are because of what you went through.
Right.
Yeah.
Only. And people don't get it.
And because of what I went through, I refuse to go back. So I'm going to make this decision to do.
There you go.
Go another way. I got you. Well, I want everybody to share this episode tonight as much as you can with all of your family, all of your friends, so that not only you will get the gems that were dropped tonight, but somebody else would too. And it actually goes in line with what Darrell was saying the whole time. Knowledge is power. So why would you get the knowledge and you sit on it and not share it with somebody else? Does that make it make sense? So that's what we need you guys to do tonight. We need you to share so that this knowledge can empower and encourage someone else. And look out, Supper, because something is getting ready to happen.
We on the way, yo. We gonna and look, it's gonna be epic. We gonna do it. And I'm gonna say this before she go, yo. If you got some love, yo, share it. If you got the hate, then don't. It's either in you or it's not in you, man. That's all I'm gonna tell you, man. It's either in you or it's not in you. If you hating, keep hating, man. If you got love, then spread it, man. Change your heart, man. It'll change your life.
That's right. That's right. Show love to people while you can.
Give me one of my flowers while I'm here, man. One of the requests I got, this no lie, yo. Before we go, I'm gonna tell y'all, man, I got something that's inside mine that I got inside whenever I pass away, man. I don't want nobody who ain't gave me no flowers while I'm living to donate no flowers while I'm dead. Facts.
That's right. And so with that, we're going to end with our theme song, y'all.
All right.
Let's go. Yo,
listen up.
They got me listening to girl music. All right, man. Where the game minute, man? Look, they breaking rules. They doing what they want to do.
We got something to prove.
Y'all already proved it.
Cause we all we got. We'll be keeping it hot with Miss Pint on the mic. Ain't no time to stop. And we having fun. Ain't no holding our tongue. Go get us on the team. Yeah, we getting it done.
Shout out to Travell.
Yeah, you number one. Turn into a vision. is our mission.
We steady politicking.
If you ain't about to change, mind your business.
Change, mind your business.
We
Wait
done
a
already
minute.
changed, man. Big get back to the block, man. Mr. Get back to the block that came in your city, man. Big shout out, call me, you need me, man. Contact Way the Game Minute. If you really trying to Way the Game Minute.
That's right.
Support, man.
That's right. With that being said,
Good night.